The Carolina Panthers announced the signing of a very non-traditional football player in Colin Granger. And today we are here to break down who he is and why Panthers fans are talking about him today. Granger is a former college basketball player, 6'9", roughly weighing in at 225 pounds. He successfully, the world of professional sports is often a witness to remarkable feats of athleticism and dedication. Let's be honest. I don't know that I would fall into any of those buckets if we're being real. Today, we are going to break down the signing of Colin Granger. Granger, however you want to pronounce it. We'll figure it out as we get here. We'll see if he's worthy enough to make the team for the Carolina Panthers. He is 6'9", folks. Massive former college basketball, embarking on a journey to try and make it in the National Football League as none other than a tight end. While this move is rare, it's not unprecedented, and it begs the question, can he successfully navigate this journey? We are going to break it down on today's episode. So let's give you some context on who he is and what he did in the world of basketball. So Colin's career path to the NFL began on the hardwood. He spent 5 years playing college basketball. Started at Ohio University for 2 seasons. Following this time with the Bobcats, he transferred to Western Carolina. Catamounts, what's up? He played for 2 seasons there. And then his final year of eligibility was right down the road from here at Coastal Carolina as a graduate student. Traveled through multiple programs. And when you take a look at his statistics in his final season at Coastal Carolina, most recent snapshot of him was 7.2 points per game, 4.4 rebounds. And obviously, we're not really here to break down who he is as a basketball player, because if we're being honest, I said, well, maybe if the Pro Bowl games eventually add basketball as one of the options, the Panthers will be okay. But let's talk a little bit about his accolades, because I mean, you get through basketball stats in college, NFL, how do these things tie up? College basketball didn't have a ton, but at the high school level, he was an all-region player for Forsyth County News, All-County, had a few other awards that were presented to him along the way. Now, looking through his journey, thinking about the Carolina Panthers and choosing the Carolina Panthers, one, there are reports that multiple teams showed interest. He did have a few tryouts and ends up landing with the Carolina Panthers. And so I get there's really two parts of the fan base on this. There's those that, I guess actually they're both part of the same thing. They're overreactions, just in two different directions. There's an overreaction and idea that this guy's going to be the next best thing, Rob Gronkowski-esque. That's where one part of the fan base lives. And then you have another who's just upset that we brought in a non-football player. Two ends of the spectrum, both severe. I think we just have to be realistic with ourselves. This is a opportunity for this guy, just like any other player. It's also a camp body. Let's be real. That's what it is. It's a gamble. Maybe it's going to work out. We can talk about some successful basketball players that have made the transition, and I'm not talking Julius Peppers, a few other guys, primarily the tight end position, and how that's worked out. For the Carolina Panthers, you need some depth. Maybe if you bring him in and you like what you see, you're like, okay, maybe this will work, and we don't have to spend another draft pick on a tight end. Not saying that's the case. Panthers are going to need to carry 3. You have Tommy Tremble and Jatavian Sanders right now is your 1-2 punch, so to speak. So what exactly is he going to be able to bring? I mean, who in their right mind, if he can be a pretty decent target, would not want to have this guy on their team? So I'm all for it. But I like to think back, and again, I don't want to pin this Colin Granger into this corner that this is exactly how this is going to happen because, man, we all know this is a gamble. Take your bets, figure out exactly how this is going to work. But there are some ties and lineage. Even one guy specifically, in the tree of Dave Canales and Dan Morgan from the Seattle days on how this thing all goes together. We can start at the very top. One of the most prominent success stories is Antonio Gates. Basketball standout at Kent State, did not play college football, but went on to become a Hall of Famer for the Chargers. Now, is that going to happen? Probably not. He averaged 16, 8.1 rebounds in his junior year, followed by an even more impressive senior year with 20 and 7.7. Another example of this, Tony Gonzalez, but he did play football and basketball at the University of Cal before embarking, of course, on his Hall of Fame journey as a tight end with the Chiefs and Falcons. In his college basketball career, he had 6.4, so not as good on the basketball court, 4.3. Another one, Jimmy Graham, who we know played at University of Miami, is another example of an NFL tight end, playing Saints, Seahawks, Green Bay. I mean, this dude bounced around numerous teams. Also averaged 4.2 and 4.2 points, 4.2 rebounds on the Miami Hurricanes. Other players along the way that have done it, it's to some extent Julius Thomas from Portland State, Mo Alley Cox, who played basketball at VCU, and then you get into George Font, who played basketball at Western Kentucky before moving to the NFL. And that's where the ties to where Dan Morgan and Dave Canales have seen this happen, where you think, okay, maybe this can work out. Because he spent time with the Seattle Seahawks, the Jets, and the Texans. But all that said, this is really a depth piece that's been added. It's a camp body. And honestly, you're taking a flyer on a guy, may or may not work out. Who knows? If it does, you look like a genius. Clearly, with people showing interest, yeah, that's good. But on the flip side, I also wouldn't put all my chips into this thing thinking, yes, the Carolina Panthers have figured it out and they have the next greatest talent at the tight end position. But nonetheless, the Panthers continue to explore ways to upgrade the roster. Maybe some would like them to divert some of their attention to the safety room still. Oh, well, guess we'll find out when we get there. As always, folks, appreciate you guys tuning in. We'd love to know what you think about this addition to the team. This is Carolina Dad. Y'all have a good one.